Welcome, everybody, to All Stars and Stripes Heroes Connection. This group is for anybody, but our focus is on military veterans, first responders, their families, and those who want to support them or do business to business networking with us. So glad to have you all here. If you've not been in the military, you're not a first responder, you're still welcome here. For the next 50 something minutes here, we start each meeting with a moment of silence, and you can use that 30 seconds however you wish. And then we have the Pledge of Allegiance, National Anthem. I'll talk to you a little bit about what the scuttlebutt.club is, and we'll have business briefs if you would like to tell us about yourself and your business. We'll have a chance for you to do that. And we'll have our hero highlight, who is also our spotlight speaker today. Raymond Giles will be our spotlight speaker. And then we end with an inspirational thought, any announcements and reminders. If you have a networking meeting of some kind, or you have a public service announcement that's not necessarily related to your business, but that would be the time to talk about that. So we'll start with a moment of silence. Now we will have the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're able to stand, a good time too. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we'll have our national anthem. Oh, what happened to my national anthem? 1 second. And it won't let me do that either. Okay. Oh, you know what? Y'all probably could not hear that either, could you? I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties today. 1 second. This time I'll share my sound. So good thing this happened. Come on. There we go. Here we go.
No sound. We don't have any sound, Angela.
I hear the sound.
I had the sound fine.
Yeah.
Hey, me then.
Sorry, Natalie.
All right. Finally got through that technical difficulty. Can y'all still hear me good? All right. The scuttlebutt.club, a lot of you may have gotten here to this meeting through that. If you scan that QR code, it'll take you to a landing page that I created for the group that has the Zoom registration link on it. It also has links to the YouTube channel and also kind of a little slideshow. It'll show you who some of our past spotlight speakers were and any of our connected social media is on there. If you scroll to the very bottom, there is a form that you can fill out to be a spotlight speaker. You don't have to fill out that form to be able to come to the meetings. Anybody's welcome, but to be a spotlight speaker, fill that form out and submit that and pick as many dates as you possibly can. It makes it easier for me to schedule you, and then you'll get a Google Calendar invite for the time that you chose. And we are on Alignable, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, SparkUp.biz, and we have a sister group on Alignable called Military Spouse Business Owners Group. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing here. See, we're doing okay on time. So Santa Papa John, do you feel like being our timer again? Santa, he is always watching the time because he has to get around the whole world really quick, right? He prepares all year for that. So let's do 45. Now let's go ahead and do, let's see, how many is there of us? Let's go ahead and do it a minute. If y'all could keep your business brief under a minute for us, and you'll get a little lovely sound if you hit your time. So let's see. Let me start us out. I'm just going to start us out with Natalie. Can you start us?
Surely. Thank you for all of you being here today and all the new ones. It's fun to have new people here today. You can hear me fine, right? I can
Yes.
hear you. I don't know why I couldn't hear the anthem, but nonetheless, I am in Michigan, where actually it's above 50 today, so things are melting and messy, but we are pleased not to have zero and snow. I am a Shackley ambassador. I have been working with this wonderful company for 44 years. First, of course, as a customer, and then when it changed my life and took away my well, I'm not allowed to say that. I no longer have arthritis or any other pains, and so I'm healthy. And I'm going to put in the chat my information, and then a separate spot, I'm going to put in an announcement for a half-hour webinar at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today when our CEO and owner, Roger Barnett, gives a talk on legacy of health and what's happening in the industry. And the future, some of our philosophy and things like that, so you can learn more about what I do or have a one-on-one. That'd be terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Natalie. Natalie is a walking billboard for Shackley Corporation. All right, let's go to Sherry.
I think because it's like a military thing, I'll just let y'all know that my husband was in the military for 14 years, lots of cruises, and he got out of the military and became a commercial pilot, and he's been doing that now for a long time. But I still feel like a military wife because he's gone half the time. I think I was trained in the military. Okay. So, and now I'm a publisher, publish books, and I have published most recently quite a few books for home and abroad. It's military, they publish military type books. So yeah, we publish books. We're doing about 4 a month. A lot of books. We have an audio studio and we have book marketing websites. And I have to say, I just hit the bottom rung of the top 100 people on Alignable for the person of the year. So I have to try to hang on to my rung. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much, Sherry. Good to have you here. And thank you for your service in supporting a member of our military. So Let's see. Dave Bull.
All right. Well, I did 30 years in the military. 26 of it was the guard. And what I do is cost reduction. It's simple. We analyze your expenses, uncover savings, and let you keep more of your hard-earned money without the risk. We work on contingency basis, which means if we don't find savings, you don't pay. No upfront fees, just real results. If your business is looking for smarter ways to reduce your cost and drive growth, give me a call.
Thank you, Dave. Great. Let's go to Mary Stanley.
Excuse me. Hey, Richard, I got my voice back now. I've been sick for the last month with no voice. So I am Mary Stanley, and I teach neurodiversity. I help veterans and first responders overcome trauma, transition into civilian world, and I teach families how to understand autism, ADD, and ADHD. Now, I've spread out. We're now expanding into a TV station on Roku coming up in July. And we have a live talk radio show expanding into 2 different shows, one on mental health and neurodiversity, and one is for veterans. And I spent 15 years in the Army, and with the elimination of the DEI program, a lot of services that we came to know, trust, and depend on are no longer there. So I'm kind of switching gears to help bring aware and advocacy to help keep us as veterans being second-class citizens once again and help us get our services and our stuff that we need. That's more important.
Thank you, Mary. Awesome. Great to have you back with us. Glad you're feeling better. All right, let's go with Greg Boone.
Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Boone, and I help realtors improve their sleep and boost productivity, enabling them to close more deals and become game changers in their industry. And I do this with a few of my products that I have in my dispensary, which I found to help me with my sleep. And the products work great. And if you'd like to learn more, just message me in the chat or get in touch with me. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Let's go to, is it Solo? Did I say your name?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
I just want to ask, is everyone here military or?
No, this
Okay.
group is for people who are in the military, veterans, first responders, or any family members, supporters. If you support our military and first responders, that's what this group is for.
That's good. Thank you
Okay.
all for your services. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, for me, I'm in the financial industry. I help my clients with investment strategies, and I also help them with protection, disability insurance or life insurance.
Great. And I encourage especially everyone here that's new to the meeting this week to set up one-to-ones with the people that are here. Everybody put your information in the chat either before or after you get a chance to talk. And we'll try to, somebody remind us to save the chat at the end. Let's go to Wayne Wallace.
Thank you. I was not in the military, but my uncle was. So thanks, Uncle Joe. So I am a photographer, videographer, video editor, filmmaker located in Las Vegas, fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And what I am looking for is I'm looking for business owners, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, people with a cause that would like to be part of my documentary podcast series. This is a podcast like you've never seen it before. It's not just 2 people on a Zoom talking. It's like a little mini documentary. So if you know anybody that would be a good candidate for that, if they do something besides sit behind their computer all day, then they have a story to share, like video and B-roll and stuff like that. So have them get in touch with me. I'll drop my information in the chat. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Wayne. All right. Let's meet Debbie Miller. Yeah, there you go.
Hello,
Hi.
here I am. My son is in the Air National Guard now for over 20 years. So I recently come home from a deployment. So it's great to find this group. I'm Debbie Miller with Legal Shield and ID Shield. So I'm here to help families and small businesses have access to law firms to ask those questions, but also to get their wills written, keep them up to date. And also to have their identity protected no matter where you are, because we know there are tons of people out there looking for your information. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Great. Let's see. Let's go to Mary Gant.
Hi, everyone. So we probably take pictures of our grandkids, our kids, nieces and nephews, probably post them on social media, show them to neighbors, coworkers, but does the child actually see those pictures? The photos really help build a child's self-esteem, especially if it's a tangible picture that they can see nearly on a daily basis. It could be their own photo album that they could say is theirs, to just a photo on a frame on an end table, to a magnet on the refrigerator. So I can help you find the right photo needs to let that child know that they're loved and connect it to other family members. I'm Mary Gant, your photo coach, because your memories are worth preserving.
Thank you. Let's go to Richard Brooks. There you are.
All right, thank you. And I've known Angela now for quite a while.
Yeah.
I'll make it real quick due to the number of people on. I help people with both health and business solutions. I prefer to interview a person first, find out what their needs are, and see if they really do need a solution and what particular solution they may need. So again, I have put in a way to connect with me into the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. All right, let's see. Let's go to Marianne.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Ann Guinea. It's my first time here. I've actually been involved in emergency management for over 30 years, both on the public sector and on the private sector. And our son was in the military. I show families how to beat inflation and vote with their dollars by actually shopping for Made in America consumables. If you think you're shopping at Costco, Target, Walmart, and you're supporting Made in America, you're not. You're actually supporting Made in China. I work for Melaleuca.com. And I work for people who are tired of inflation and they want to have better than Walmart pricing with just-in-time manufacturing and no cancer-causing agents. We have 8 aisles of the store and the only no hormone, no antibiotic beef vertically integrated ranch. I'll put my information in the chat and I'd love to connect and have a conversation.
Hey, thank you so much. Good to have you here. We had a great one-to-one here recently, and happy you took me up on coming to the meeting. And I was also going to let y'all know, when you're making your one-to-ones throughout the week, be sure to tell people about our group. Let's see. Let's go to Billy Lynch.
Yes, I wasn't in the military. I taught in military schools at Hargrave Military Academy in Chatham, and in at New York Military Academy in Chatham, New York. I mean, in New York. Then also, I just retired. Also, I was in the Peace Corps, and so when I was in the Peace Corps in Thailand, I learned Thai, and I'm more Thais than the Thai, really, because we were kind of brainwashed before we go to the country. But I love Thailand. I stayed over in Southeast Asia for 23 years. So I stayed in Korea, Singapore, Iran. I studied in Spain, and I was actually evacuated from Iran when the Shah came back. And I'm a Wallace descendant too. Robert Boyd Wallace was one of my grandfathers. Okay, Robertson, yeah, that's Scots-Irish. I do genealogy as a hobby, and I just retired from teaching a couple months ago, and now I do marketing.
Great. Okay, thank you. I know it's hard to put everything in that 1 minute, but I hope it inspires each of you to set up those one-to-ones to get to know one another and help drive business to one another. All right, let's hear from Ruben, our good friend Ruben Carrillo. Carrillo.
Oh, welcome everybody. How many people here are my invitees? Raise your hand.
Probably a bunch, knowing you. Yeah.
Guys, you're in for a treat, really are. Again, what I do here essentially is I'm a retired veteran and I promote my artwork through 2 digital tools that I offer free for trial, etc. But my main passion basically is to paint with veterans. They paint to heal. I paint to sell. And by my motto and by the way I do this, hopefully they'll be able to copy the same thing that I do. Guys, I went from 200 followers on Instagram in 3 months to 800 now. And thanks to you all.
Wow. Great. Thank you, Ruben. Let's go to Angelita Long. Am I saying your name right?
Angelita.
Yes, ma'am. It is Angelita. Thank you.
Angelita. It didn't have that extra E in there when you first came on. I'm like, I know it's spelled Angelita.
It's sad when you're misspelling your own name.
Yeah.
Anyway, my name is Angelita Long. I am a 24-year Army veteran and now a full-service travel advisor with Cruise Planners. So, if you know those people who spend hours on the internet searching for flights, hotel, cruises, and activities, trying to piece together the perfect trip, but then they end up feeling overwhelmed or stressed or even unsure if they got the right deal. Well, I provide travel planning services that take care of all the details so you can relax and enjoy a perfectly curated vacation without the hassle, knowing you're getting the best value and experience. My website will be in the chat. Feel free to check me out.
Great. Thank you, Angelita. Let's see. Allison. Good to see you.
Thank you. Yep, I'm brand new. I have worked for AFRC and the USO, but I've never been directly in the military. I'm a firefighter and have 2 vets for family relatives. I live in Montana and I work with software that will give your money a job.
Oh, great. All right. Thank you. Good to have you, Allison. Let's see. Good to have all of you. Who did Santa Papa John? Can't forget Santa.
Now I'll find the unmute button so I can, pretend like I know what I'm doing here once in a while. Good afternoon, folks. I hope you're off to a wonderful start. I hope you had a wonderful weekend creating some wonderful positive memories. But today we're going to start a chat. It's one of those days already. About my other website, the Warriors Beacon of Hope, where I'm creating a nationwide list of services to help our veterans find alternative choices to the services that they're given on a limited basis. I am tired of hearing the veterans say, I'm on the waiting list. It's going to be 4, 6, 8, whatever the number is, months that they have to wait to get their services. So the Warriors Beacon of Hope, but I'm also doing meetings. And yes, this meeting is already on there, Angela. Thank you. And, communications and meetings is so part of it. But there's also another trick. There's scholarships, because we know it's that time of the year. So if you have children or grandchildren that are looking for scholarships, check out the Warriors Beacon of Hope, because I want to make it the portal to help our veterans look for other information that they cannot find. Thanks.
Great.
Warriors
Thank
Beacon of
you.
Hope.
Debbie, how did you do that? I want to learn how to do that. Thank you. Awesome. She gave you a bunch of Santas floating up. It was really cool. All right. Let's see. Raymond, would you like to give us a little bit about yourself, a teaser for your presentation?
Yeah, well, I'm having trouble getting my camera to stay connected, so I'm just going to talk to the microphone.
Sure, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm Raymond Giles. I was a nuclear machinist mate, the fast attack submarine type. And I've recently, in the last 9 months, I started a business as a travel concierge. And on top of that, I work for an engineering and construction company, and I am the global chair for veteran awareness and activities. And starting in May, we're working on a 6-month fundraise drive where we're going to have our projects competing against each other and our engineering offices doing the same. We're hoping to finish off with a real banger of a golf tournament here in Houston. So it's sort of what my days consist of now.
Great. I think I've been saying your last name wrong. It's Giles, right?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Yeah, okay.
But at 46 years, you don't correct anybody anymore.
Okay. Thank you. All right. And did I miss anybody before I give a little something?
I think.
Okay. Me, okay. I am your host, Angela Nelson. And first, I want to thank everybody here for your service, whichever way that is, whether you serve directly or you support our nation's heroes. And I thank you. I have 2 sons who are active duty Marines, and I have a son who was a disabled Iraq War veteran that passed in 2012. And so I try to honor his memory in whatever ways I can. My parents were both Army veterans and took care of my mom for the last 6 years of her life. And so I have a huge military influence in my life and just love to do networking with veterans, military, first responders. And my ask is if you know anybody who's in the military that's going to be getting out and is looking for a skill bridge program, I work with the How Many Works company. It's called WealthWave, and we have a skill bridge program that will work up to 6 months from their exit date. So have them reach out to me and let's connect. All right. Go back to sharing my screen. Present. All right, y'all did great on keeping your business briefs short, but telling us as much as you could. That's great. Our hero highlight today is going to come from Raymond Giles, but he has these pictures in his slide presentation. So I'll go ahead and introduce him. As he mentioned, he's with Regal Luxury Travel, and we're already talking travel plans. He has a lot of travel experience, also having been in the military. So anyways, I won't steal your show. I'll let you tell, but do I have your information correct on here?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a really long web address, I know.
It's all right. Well, I'm going to stop sharing, and you should be able to share your screen. And Santa Papa John, if you want to glance at his once in a while, just set it to 15 minutes, and then we'll open up for question and answers. If you finish before then, that's fine.
Okay. All right, everybody. Let everybody could call in. So I'm going to make sure that this works. And there we go. Okay, so I do come from a long line of vets. This is my paternal grandfather, or as we called him, Grandpa Giles. He was actually in the Army Air Force before World War II. And then after Pearl Harbor, he rejoined. This is my granddad, my mother's father. He was, funny enough, he joined 37 years to the day before I was born and was in the Philippines during the fall of the Philippines in World War II. And as the story is told, he was on patrol during the Bataan Death March, and he felt that it was a good idea for him to not come out with a weapon or what have you while they were marching everyone to Corregidor. So he missed the death march, but he did spend 33 months in the POW camp in the Philippines. And talking to my uncle, said that to the day he died, you could not give him a spoonful of rice. So it was just something, I guess, the military ruins everybody on one particular food, and I'm pretty much assuming that the Japanese ruined my grandfather on rice. This is my father. So he kind of broke the tradition from the Army. He went into the Navy, wanted to do something different, said the only day he ever skipped school was the day that he went to the recruiter, and he said the only time that he regretted the decision was seeing his father drive off with him at the getting ready to go to boot camp. He didn't have it so bad. He went to Club Orlando in Florida, where they got a day off halfway through boot camp, and he went to Disney World. And he was really sort of the inspiration for uh, why I travel and why I wanted to become a travel advisor. This is me many pounds ago on the USS Miami in the auxiliary space. Back when I was a smoker, this is where we were able to smoke, but they've done away with that on submarines as well. And then finally, my brother, he joined about a year after I did. He went to my boot camp graduation, got inspired, wanted his life to have some direction. He ended up doing 21 years and made chief for his E7 well before he got out. So we're all real proud of him, and that he really did something with himself. So that was sort of the family, the pedigree as far as the military for the last 80 years. So as I said, my father was sort of my inspiration for my travels, and for 40 something years, I listened to my father talk about how great Greece was. He didn't go to Santorini, he didn't go to Mykonos. No, he did the mainland. And he always talked about Delphi. So when I was living in Saudi Arabia, we had a week-long vacation, and I figured that I was going to take this time to go see Greece. And last year he had an accident. God blessed us with 8 more months with him after the accident, but it ultimately took his life. And as we're going through this stuff, I'm sitting there looking at photos, and I'm like, I think I have this. And as I was going through his photos, started looking, and you can see here that these are photo of olive trees. Olive trees are down here. This is the treasury. So what they would do is every city in the Greek nation state, they would come in and they would build a temple or a treasury to Apollo, because Delphi was supposed to be the home of Apollo. And this was the treasury from Athens. And this is the photo that my father took. And then this is the one that I took. This is the Temple of the Oracle. And then I took almost the same one. And in the stadium at Delphi. And so we're going through his photos, and we realized that 50 years apart, my father and I were in the same place taking photos of the exact same thing. And it had not changed in 50 years. So it was sort of like I guess we were ordained, if you will, to go and visit the same places. And as he was my inspiration for travel, I wanted to inspire other people to travel. But I began to realize that it wasn't just enough to inspire people. I needed to also become the mechanism to help people travel. So what we're looking at here is a map of all the nations that I've been to. I have been to 38 countries. Probably the smallest one is going to be Luxembourg, followed closely by Lebanon. So I've been to all of the continents except for South America and Antarctica, which I'm having trouble saying today. But nothing is really on my bucket list at the moment for any new places. But I'm fortunate enough that my day job has moved me to Finland and Saudi Arabia, which put me in really good locations to be able to see more of the world. So what we've got here I break it down. It's hard to say that you have a favorite place. So I call it basically a favorite type of trip. This is the cathedral in Helsinki. It was my favorite place to live outside of any time I've ever been with my family. I've been back to Helsinki twice since I moved back to the US. And it is seriously a place that I can go and I can reset my soul. And a few years ago, I went, and from the airport into the city of Helsinki, my face hurt from smiling. I was just so happy to be there. This was going back to when I was in the 8th grade. We read Elie Wiesel's Night, which is he was a prisoner in Auschwitz. And he wrote a series of books after he got out. And reading this book, realized that it wasn't anybody trying to make a museum of Auschwitz, but it was the Jewish people wanting the world to remember what had happened there. And I felt it was my responsibility to go there so that I could see it. And because there is no movie, there is no pictures that can really tell you how big this place was and how disgusting it was unless you've actually been there. And it was one of the most important places that I think that I've ever been because I can actually come back and tell people, no, you do not understand what went on there. Um, the This one here is Dubrovnik. I put this here because it is probably the most beautiful place that I have ever been. Looking out at the Adriatic Sea, it is very dark blue waters. And it was also the most educational experience because I grew up, I was in high school when the Balkans War was taking place, when the fall of Yugoslavia happened. And I knew that there was war going on. I knew there was genocide, but I didn't understand what was taking place. So going there, I actually learned about the ethnicities that were fighting each other. And it really enlightened me. And I was able to come back and talk to people about that. But at the same time, to see how they were able to rebuild their country in 25 years is really fascinating. And being in Dubrovnik is just an absolutely beautiful place to be. But the Americans, like most places when we go travel, we absolutely make the economy impossible for normal tourists to visit. Just like we've done to Costa Rica, Dubrovnik is very expensive. And as a Christian, this is probably one of the more significant places that I've been because this is the place where Christ was baptized by John the Baptist. The Jordan River has actually moved about 300 yards this direction over here. But they say that even back in the 500s, there were granite steps that went down to this place so that they know that it actually goes back much further to the time of Christ, and that they believe that this is where that happened. So it was a very important place for me to visit. And luckily, I was in Saudi Arabia, which afforded me that opportunity. So now getting into what do I do? What does a travel concierge do? I advise. If somebody wants to go to Mexico, or they want to go to, say they want to do a river cruise on the Nile, or they want to go visit Saudi Arabia, it's my job to make sure that they are going at the best time for them. I don't want my clients to go to Saudi Arabia during Ramadan. However, if you were to go to Egypt during Ramadan, that might be good because you deal with the significantly less traffic. So it's easier to get around places like Cairo. So I'm not just booking you into a place because you want to go there. I'm educating you on what to expect when you get there and the best times to go. Um, I'm doing the shopping for you. Everybody can get on Expedia and you can find the cheapest price for your trip or where you want to go. But I'm not here to find you the cheapest place. I'm here to find you the best value. You need to come to me with a budget, and then I'm going to put you in the best place that I possibly can for the budget that you're willing to spend on your vacation. As the CEO of our company says, why would you spend money to go stay in some place that's not better than your home? Okay. You could just stay at home and keep that money and stay at a nice place and then, save it up to have a much better vacation in the following year. And I save you time. I give your time back to you because as the expert, I know the places to go to find the deals, to find the really good places that I've been able to find resorts in Cancun that were 50% cheaper than what you're going to find on Expedia. I booked a group trip for 6 families to Tulum, Mexico. And when it was all said and done, I saved the entire group $9,000 over what they would have spent on Expedia. So that's what I do. Instead of you sitting there trying to find how are you going to be able to cut corners to get everybody to go, I'm saving that time for you. And I curate. I have a lady who is retired. She wanted to do a trip through Europe. So I was able to plan a 3-week trip through Europe to go to the specific places that she wanted to go. I was able to put her in luxury hotels at every one of her destinations. And then we also discussed what she wanted to do at each one of these places. And so I was able to get her private tours in most of these places. And if it wasn't a private tour, it's a small group. And I'm also the advocate for my clients. When you go to a hotel, they see you as a one-time guest, but they see me as someone who might put someone in that property again. So if you're not happy, then they know I'm not going to be happy, and they might go on my do not sell list. So when you're going to a property, I'm calling before you get there to make sure that they are ready for you, that if you have any special allergies, if you like Coke instead of Pepsi, that's what they have in your minibar. And so I am your advocate before you get there so you can immediately hit the ground running and enjoy your trip. And as finally, as the concierge, what do I need to do? Information do I need to book your trip? Obviously, dates. I just saw another travel advisor. They are advertising a trip to Lapland, Finland. Yeah, it's cold, but they're saying that you can ski the slopes in September. No, that's not going to happen. You still got to have snow on the ground to be able to ski the slopes, and you're not going to find that in the beginning of September. So I need to know the dates for when you want to go and who is traveling. Right? If you're going on a cruise and you want to take your grandkids with you want to take your kids with you, I cannot put you on a Viking River cruise. I cannot put you on a Virgin Ocean cruise because those are adults only trips. So I need to know who is traveling, how many, because as the more people you put into a room, the price per person will go down, but the price is still going to go up. So you can go from, 3,000 to 4,000. If it's three people instead of two, the price went up, but it's still the price per person has gone down. Obviously, where are you traveling? I can't plan a trip for you without knowing where you want to go. And like I said, if I know your dates and where you want to go, I can advise against you going to some place that's not recommended. And why do you want to travel? Is it a business trip? Are you going for leisure? Is it an anniversary, a birthday, wedding? All of this stuff is important to make sure that I'm putting you in the right place. If you're going for a wedding, do you want to have a beach wedding? I need to know that to put you in a place with the beautiful scenery. Where do you normally stay? Do you stay at Airbnbs? Because that's not what I do. Because I can't advocate for you with an Airbnb. You have a host who we don't know how good the property is going to be. What kind of rules are they going to have in place? So where are you normally staying? Are you staying at a four-star hotel? Are you, staying at a motel, a hostel? All of this is information I need to know where to place you within your budget. And then once again, budget. What is your budget? Okay. Somebody said, hey, I want to take my wife on her 50th birthday in Hawaii. That's great. What is your budget? Well, I don't know. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a price for the Four Seasons in Lanai, and then you can tell me if that's your budget or not. Because if you don't tell me what your budget is, I'm going to go at the top and then we'll work our way down.
Nice.
If you know that you don't want to spend more than $600 a night, $500 a night, then tell me that. That way I can save you time and me time by shopping the right properties. So it is always a good idea to know what your budget is going to be, but also at the same time, make sure that your budget is realistic for what you want to do. If you come at me with $200 a night and you want to do, 2 weeks through Europe, probably not going to happen because you're going to eat that up on your flights over there. So having your budget realistic and make sure you have that ready for me is pretty important. Oh, and real quick, how you can get a hold of me? Here's my phone number, 281-536-1713, and then my email address. I forgot I had this extra slide here. So.
Great presentation, Raymond.
Thank
Great
you, Raymond.
presentation.
Thank you.
It's very inspiring. Well, makes me want to travel.
Hey,
Does
Raymond.
anyone have any questions? Okay, Ruben's got a question.
Raymond, it's been a long time since I've been on Norwegian, okay? But I talked to a travel agent, and I said, I've seen these advertisements for these huge ships. They looks like Disneyland itself. And he said that some of them carry 10,000 people. Is that correct?
If you figure in the cruise, it's very possible. Like if you were to look at Royal has some of the biggest ships on the sea right now, and it looks like the ship starts at the waterline and then goes up like an upside down pyramid because they have so much stuff on the top. You've got roller coasters. They are their Oasis of the Seas class. They have these 10-story slides. And then they have an aqua theater on the back where you remember going to SeaWorld and you saw the diving shows. Well, they do this on the back of the ship. And they have ships where you can have that many people, or if you want something more intimate, then you can move more into the luxury space like Seabourn or Regent.
Any other questions? I have a question. Do you recommend travel insurance? And do you have resources for that?
So I think for two reasons I recommend it. I could tell you a real story. One of my clients, he lost his job right after he booked. And I had asked him, like, hey, do you want to get insurance? He said, no, I'll be good. Well, he lost his job, and then he got a new job about 3 weeks before he was supposed to sail. Well, he wasn't there long enough to be able to take vacation, so he lost out on 75% of what he had paid on the cruise. If he had had the insurance, he would have been covered for everything, because starting a new job is one of the cover reasons. And the other thing is, if you have your U.S. domestic insurance, it does not work on cruise ships and it does not work overseas. And if you're going on a hike, the example that we have is a lady with the client with the agency was hiking in Iceland, and she twisted and broke her ankle. Well, they had to send a helicopter out there to get her and bring her back. Well, your travel insurance has emergency medical transport, which is the helicopters, or if they had to medevac you off of a ship, that falls underneath that coverage. But if you're being treated on the ship, then that's where your medical kicks in, and you have a concierge line with Allianz, which is the primary one that we use, and you contact that concierge, and then they start the communication with the cruise line or whoever's providing the medical services for you.
Wow. Great to know. Thank you. Well, I encourage all of you to set up one-to-ones with Raymond. And oh, there you are. Okay. I heard somebody go and then you moved, so I couldn't see anymore. But set up a one-to-one, talk to him about what your dreams are, what your hopes are for travel in the future, and see if y'all can refer clients to one another. And I'm going to finish sharing a couple more slides with you. If you want to take a picture of this or screenshot, whatever you need to do to make sure, and also Raymond, please make sure your information is in the chat, which I think you did.
I'm going to add it now.
Okay, great. And then we have our spotlight speakers upcoming. If you see your face up there, make sure you're ready. And if you would like to be a spotlight speaker, these are the openings that we have. And we're booking into the end of May and June now. So it comes around before you know it. And like I said earlier, I am not sure what just happened to that. Hang on, maybe it'll pop up if I do this. Oh, let's see. You can see it there. Our inspirational thought is adventure isn't hanging on a rope off the side of a mountain. Adventure is an attitude that we must apply to the day-to-day obstacles of life, facing new challenges, seizing new opportunities, testing our resources against the unknown, and in the process, discovering our own unique potential. Thought that was an appropriate quote for the occasion. All right, and then do we have any announcements and testimonials before we say goodbye? I'm going to stop sharing now so we can all see one another. And these would be things not necessarily related to your business, but if you have a networking meeting or something pertaining to military veterans, first responders, please let us know. Anybody? Yes, Ruben, you're muted. Oh, there you go.
Yes. Apparently, Alignable is going to be having a huge innovation coming up, and it's called Join the Networking Revolutionary Alignable 360 launch with the CEO. I'll put the link in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for letting us know. Richard, you want to tell them about your meetings?
Yeah, in my group, providing solutions on Alignable. I host 2 Smart Connects, one every Friday and every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern for anyone who wants to jump on and promote their business.
Great. Thank you, Richard. Anybody else? Well, thank you all for taking your hour out of your day to come and network with us. And I hope that you're able to make some great connections here. And I hope to see you all and at least 1 or 2 more with you next week. So everybody give a nice wave and smile because I will screenshot this.
Save the chat.
Save the chat.